Good morning everyone, it's June the 20th 2025 and I thought I would give you a little tour on what's going on in our sensory garden. Now we do have some building work going on in the National Grid right at the bottom of our garden, so if you hear any loud drilling, that's what the noise is from. So, oh look, Crystal and Alice are out today. Oh, Crystal's off. Right, so I thought I'd give you a little tour and show you what's going on. So the first little section that you come to is sweet peas. So these are doing really well actually. They were a little late sown, so they're a little bit more behind, but they seem to have caught up quite well, and we've got some calendula and cosmos growing in between. And this no-dig area has actually held up really well, even though it's on a slight slope. A couple of these bricks have fallen down, but actually it's done pretty well, and it gets pretty much full sun here. It's a little bit overcast today, but it does get full sun most of the day. I've taken this wind chime down from the front of the garden because it was really noisy. So we did hang some silk scarves just to kind of deter the pigeons a little bit, and it seems to have worked quite well. They faded a little bit. This was a purple colour, and this one was a darker pink, but they weren't too expensive. They're off Amazon. So, and then Insect City is doing really well. We've got loads of little holes filled in by the bees. We've had the mason bees have already gone. Yeah, it's doing really well. These bird boxes we need to take down. They're in the wrong place, but I've just left them there for now, just mainly so I don't lose them. And then moving on to this. So this area is just full of grass and nettle. We've got some poppies and a couple of alliums. We have got an old hydrangea in there which needs moving, a little bit bindweed, damn stuff. But I've actually just left this because we wanted a grassy area just for the insects to stay in. So it's just an area garden that we don't really do anything with. So I thought, well, let's just leave it. Yeah, it's right against the shed. I've got a beautiful rose in there, which I need to deadhead. In here, so I've planted the grape, which is doing really well, and we've got some nasturtiums on either side. Now this did have the garlic in, which I've now pulled up, and it's just got a couple of tomatoes in. We've got the rhubarb and the beans, so there's no vegetables in here. We have got this stuff, I think it's borage, and it self-seeds so badly. It's beautiful, but it really does take over and it goes everywhere, so I've been frantically picking that out. So I've put my pumpkin in there, which was the only one to survive the slugs this year, and I have to keep digging all this out to give it some light. The only thing I have noticed in this bed is the tomatoes are going a bit yellow, so I've had to feed them quite well. And then in this bed over here we have some more beans which are flowering beautifully, and they go all the way up there. I don't know whether anyone else has had the same problem, but beans have just not done well this year. They've either been eaten or they've not seeded or germinated. They've just not done too well. Yeah, so this bed's a bit of a mess, so I need to dig this out and tidy it up, but it's actually got this big ivy. Now we have got a nesting bird in here, so I'm not going to cut it back for a couple of months. I'm just going to leave it, but as long as the beans have got plenty of light, it'll be fine. And then over here I've left some of the brambles for the bees and the birds. Got a couple of those around. We've got some verbena, another hydrangea in there which has got rust, so I need to find a way to treat that naturally. we've got these, are they dianthus, I think? And some lavender just at the end of the hammock. And then down here, I've just piled a load of old logs for the insects. And then we've got a bit of a sort of woodland area, stumpery or whatever you call them. And in the autumn I will be planting some spring bulbs and some sort of woodland shady flowers to go in there. We've got a lovely valerian which is starting to grow over a little bit now, but it's one of my favourites. And then, oh gosh, that's a good start. And then the willow tree, which we have to cut about 4 times a year because it goes mad. It's huge. I've deliberately left this area to grow over a little bit this way so that it creates a bit of shade when you want to sit in the hammock. I don't like the heat too much, so it's a lovely little spot. But I will have to cut it back because it blocks our neighbour's light in the garden. And the roof tiles are still doing well. We've got lots of frogs that go under there. We've kept lots of nettles and things, and brambles. We just keep an eye on them and make sure they don't go too mad like this one. Yeah, so the pond, believe it or not, we cleared all the duckweed out about 2 weeks ago and it's come back again. We've bought some grasses. They keep toppling over, so we're going to have to change the pots on those. So we're going to keep them, hopefully they'll bush up down here and create some habitat for the newts. And then all along here we've planted some drought tolerant plants. Can't remember the name of that one. That's Nepeta. That's my favourite plant. Such an underrated plant. Smells amazing. The bees love it. It's drought tolerant. It's hardy. You can pretty much knock it about and it doesn't care. Beautiful heuchera. And then we've got all the logs here. We've got lots of moss growing in between them. Got some more dianthus and Nepeta. Some lovely little alliums coming up here. These, I believe, are an allium, but I can't remember the variety. And we've got lots of calendula in there. Some more valerian. Now these oxeye daisies, they're not normally this tall. And they have full sun, so I'm not sure why they've come up so big, but they are beautiful. Got some achillea in there, so the longhorned beetles love the achillea. There's a trailing geranium and another Nepeta in there. Some more Nepeta, more Nepeta. You can tell it's my favourite. So I'm kind of creating a sensory walkway down here. I think these are penstemons. These are doing really well, but the big thing that we've done is the wheelchair accessible path. So we've done up to here so far, and in total from here to where my cat is there, including the stones, cost us about £30. The slabs were free. We concreted in between and we left it a little bit rough because I want it to be a little bit of a rustic kind of unfinished feel. And this is slightly wider than Ben's wheelchair, and we've put little shells and stones. There's a couple of mosaic tiles in between there. The only downside is they weren't quite deep enough, so they do start to come out, but we are going to glue them back in with some concrete glue. As you can tell, they're very noisy. This is all day, every day. It's driving me up the wall. So going back to the veg beds, we painted the veg beds a lovely coastal blue from Cuprinol. It's a beautiful colour. We've got some tomatoes, we've got some lovely gherkins in here. In between there's spring onions, lettuce, basil, we've got more cucumbers, and I made this old sort of trellis thing out of old sticks for the cucumbers to grow up. The cherry tree was beautiful this year, beautiful blossoms, and we had a couple of baskets full of cherries. Again, we put these scarves on because the blackbirds are little buggers and they keep eating them all, and it seems to do the job really well. Over there we have some lettuce which is just bolting, some more nasturtiums, basil, and purple sprout and broccoli. Oh, and we've got some chives in there as well. More tomatoes, there's a couple of chilies, a buddleia plant. We had spinach in here, it bolted, but we had spinach for months and months, which was lovely. And I've just put some more spinach and some more basil in there. Got some lovely parsnips, lettuce, spring onions and chives, more rainbow carrots. This is a curry plant which stinks, but the bees love it. Lots and lots. I'm not sure what this is. I don't know whether it's an artichoke. I don't think it is, but I can't remember what I put in there, to be honest. This bed's not done too well. We have netted it, but the butterflies have got into it, and the spinach bolted, and the kale was annihilated. And the 2 compost bins are almost full. They were £40 each off eBay. So yeah, we're doing quite well with the compost. Got some lovely alliums, and that's a snowball plant in there. And here we've got some cosmos, some chilies, more carrots, squash, sweet corn, thyme. Now, considering the vegetable beds are actually in hindsight a bit of a weird place because they only get sort of dappled sun during the day, but actually they're doing really well, which I'm really surprised. The compost was from Dandy's. It's like a mushroom compost and it's lovely. It was so warm when it turned up, it was beautiful. We've got lots of marigolds in between the courgettes here. Lots more tomatoes, some broccoli, lots and lots of herbs, and some more Nepeta. So I put that there to kind of encourage the bees. The pear tree is doing well. We do need to move that though. Now, another big project that we are working on is going to be our rockery. So, as you can see, it's a little bit of a mess right now. I will insert a picture of what it looked like before. So, this is sort of the area where I dump the pots, so I don't know what I'm going to do with yet. So, they're just kind of a bit random here. So, the idea is this is going to be re-gravelled, so we will have a table and a chair set. Because this is pretty much shady all day, we can sit and eat our dinner out here, and it'll be a bit cooler. We're going to have a path sort of up there. This chair my dad got me for the garden, but the bottom, this bit is broken, so we're actually going to rip that out and put a planter in it. So yeah, so at the moment we've just covered it in membrane just to keep the bindweed down. But the idea is we're going to create, because it's on a slope, we're going to create like a ridge here, take this up, put the cardboard on top, then compost it, and then these plants are going in between. So I've got beautiful geum, one of my favourites. And then we've got I think that's a cherry chocolate cosmos, fern, and a hydrangea Annabelle, which I've been wanting for so long. So this, where the hydrangea is here, gets partial sun, so that will be quite happy there. And then this thing here is our beautiful cast iron bath. So we actually got this for free from some students who didn't want it. Now these things are expensive. Beautiful feet on it, and I love this. It's just kind of coming apart. I don't intend to do anything with that. Now, it's a bit mucky because the water's been in here for ages, and when we first got it, the kids wanted to do ice dipping in it, which is very brave of them. So it needs sorting out. We're not going to do anything with it right now. One of the kids has, however, put one of the round horn snails in here. Now, my partner has fitted a solar fountain through the taps. He only did it this morning. So it will trickle a lot better than that. However, I think it's quite noisy, so we are going to put some stones here so it's more of a gentle trickle. And we are undecided. Just trying to get backwards without falling over. We are undecided if we are going to have fish or have it as a wildlife pond, because we do already have a wildlife pond, so it would be nice to have fish, but we also have a cat, so we're not sure. So if anyone has any advice, it is full shade all day, and it's quite sheltered with this hedge here. So if anyone has any advice on what we should go for, do let me know in the comments. So around here it's going to be all ferns, rockery plants, anything basically that likes shade. It's going to go sort of up to where that pot is there. And then under here, we're not sure whether this was maybe an old barbecue area when we moved in, because it's always been here. We're going to take that out, and again that'll be more plants there, so the bath will be partially hidden, which I think will give quite a nice effect. And then we are just going to move these pots, re-gravel it and make it a nice seating area. So let's go back to the sensory garden. I love these honesty seeds, how they've just dried. I actually dug up or chopped back quite a lot of them. They're drying in the shed. The dianthus are not doing too well this year. They only flowered for about a week. Sweet Williams smells beautiful, but it's dying over now. Now, we're still unsure what this tree is. I'll see if I can find one for you. I don't know if you can see that there. I can't see because the sun's in my eyes. My partner thinks it's a plum. I think it's a crabapple or a pear. So do let me know if you have any guesses. So we've got some beautiful sensory items which we got from Gardener's World. This lovely little thing that blows in the wind. And now I've got a clematis here, which I'm trying to train up here, but it's not playing ball. We've left some of the grasses in here as well, and the nasturtiums are doing really well. More Nepeta, the beautiful log that the children found, which we keep there. Some more Achillea, Bina, calendula, lavender. We've kept some of the nettles, the flowering nettles as well. These don't sting, these ones. The dahlias, so they weren't doing too well. This one still isn't, however now they are doing all right. I can't remember the name of this plant. It's got some fennel here. Got some Acamela mollis in there. Where is it there? So that's like a nice bushy plant. This is salvia. I think it's salvia hot lips. I may be wrong. It's definitely salvia. More salvia. Some hollyhocks, lupins, rosemary. More lupins. These are funny when they dry out and they all of a sudden you can hear them going pew pew as all the seeds fly out. And then we've got some erigeron, which is perennial wallflower. This flowers all year, literally all year. It will die back this time and then it will reflower, so I usually cut it back. We've got a weed growing in the water bowl. So this is like a little bee thing to help them get out, and the reason we put coins in there is it helps keep the algae back. So we've got, what have we got down here? Some we've got some digitalis, some more hollyhocks. There is some Gypsophilia on those logs over there. There's a couple of things in there I can't quite see from here. It's a lovely rose here, which I think I need to move at some point, but it's dying back now. Got some more cosmos here. I can't remember the name of this one. Deadhead it. And more dahlias, which do get more sun than it looks like on this video, but they get quite a lot of sun here. We've got salvia blue, which is showing up on the screen as purple, but it's a beautiful blue. And we've got a couple of tomatoes in there, some more hydrangeas. It's a stunning rose, I think it's Princess Elizabeth. And what have we got down here? Some hollyhocks, some Gypsophilia, not Gypsophilia, can't remember the name of this one, begins with a G. It's not doing too well though. And then we've got a jasmine, which is going up there. Is it jasmine or honeysuckle? It might be honeysuckle. And then the sunflower starting to come out. The forsythia did really well this year. These are those plants that I showed you in the first raised bed that self-seed everywhere. As you can see, they're beautiful, but they're a real pain. This is a rose called Fragrant Cloud, and it smells amazing. It's so strong. My dad gave me that. The roses, so this rose is a Roald Dahl. It's a Charles Darwin. And I don't know, but for some reason we've not had that many rosebuds. It just didn't do too well this year. Still beautiful, however it's just not flourished as it did last year. I've left some logs and upturned old broken pots in there for the insects. We've got some more cosmos in here, some forget-me-nots, there's some Lavtera in there. This rose is doing beautifully. I don't know what it is, I have lost the label. It is a rambler, and it just keeps going and going and going. It doesn't have a fragrance though, unfortunately. But the idea is it's going to grow over the arch, which will look stunning in a year or two. And I've got some more dahlias in here. Now, this has been a bit neglected, this bed this year. It's got some brambles in there, but it's doing alright. It's managing. Got an ivy there, which I bought on a whim and then never actually did anything with, and it's starting to take seed somewhere else. But we were going to put it at the front of the house, but we're now having a driveway put in, so that's kind of on hold. Got a lovely clematis up here. This is a red one. That's going to start coming out maybe next year. Some more fennel. And another beautiful rambling rose, which is very prolific. What's this one called? New Dawn. And the idea is, ooh, does it have a smell? A little bit. The idea is we're going to put some trellis along the window, and it will eventually grow around there, which I think will look really nice. Dianthus are doing beautifully this year. They're gorgeous. This is looking lovely. Petunias. The lobelia didn't do too well in this basket though, so I need to take that out. And the woodland bed is doing beautifully. I can't remember the name of this, but it's very prolific. We've got some Geum Tangerine Dream, some yarrow, which smells really strong. It's starting to yellow over now. Got a climbing hydrangea, which again will go around the bathroom window on the trellis. So the heuchera, that's a Portuguese laurel, which we were gifted. We didn't know what to do with it, so we put Christmas lights on it, and it's just there. But actually, I think it's quite nice. Now I'm going to show you our DIY £26 pergola made out of bamboo canes. So if you're interested in see how we did this, there is a reel on my Instagram account, The Wild Gardener, where I show you how we made this. It's basically just bamboo canes stuck in the ground, zip tied them all together. We bought some fabric. These are artificial flowers which we had anyway just to decorate them. And that at the back is an artificial trellis which was donated to us. So we're just using it up really. But I think it looks beautiful. It's a lovely little reading nook. What we've got down here, some basil, which the slug's having a field day on. Some mallow, lavatiera, lobelia and lavender with some geraniums. Oh, my peony, which I need to repot, but I'll do that in the autumn. Got lots of cosmos in here and another pot. Can't remember the name of these, but they're really prolific. They were just from the garden centre in probably about April time. Beautiful. My salix tree is doing really well. That was taken from a cutting a couple of years ago. Some mint. We've got some night scented stocks which are going over now, but their smell is so strong. The Aldi solar fountain is lovely. Some more honesty, which is self-seeded, and beautiful rose, which it's probably finished flowering now. I think it's very strong scent. Hosta is doing really good. Hasn't been eaten by slugs at all this year. Maybe they don't like this one. Some more Nepeta. Can you tell my favourite plant is Nepeta? And another bed. Some more valerium. We've kept these few raspberries for the kids. That's my vintage Papasan chair. And my peony was stunning this year, but I've now cut the seed heads off. Got some dahlias, which I think the cat's been in there and took the compost out. And then my hydrangea, which is a strawberry and cream, which we dug up from it was kind of underneath the patio, and it's done really well. It's coming back beautifully. So yeah, that's our garden in June.